Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to one more episode of Forwardpreneurs, where resilience, innovation, and knowledge meets entrepreneurship and leadership. And today I have an amazing guest with us. Let me introduce you to Dr. AbdelGadir Warsama. Doctor, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's such an honor and pleasure to have you with us today. And I would like to give you the opportunity to briefly introduce yourself to our audience and also the name of your business. Thank you.
Very thankful, Susanna. I really appreciate being with you here. Very thankful for this opportunity. As I told you, your name is very special, and its origin is Arabic. It is Sausan, Zahrat al-Sausan, a very beautiful flower. This is the origin of your name, Susanna.
Thank you, such an honor.
And you look like Sausan. I am very happy to be with you here. My life is very normal, like many of my colleagues and generation. Originally, I am from Sudan, born in the 50s, early 50s. Fortunately, my father was very careful regarding education of his children, and therefore he was very tough in pursuing us to go to school and to excel in learning. So I finished my primary and secondary and high secondary school in my hometown in Gadarif, about 4 hours from Khartoum, on the eastern side of Sudan. After that, I joined the University of Khartoum. In fact, since long time, I was dreaming to study law for 2 reasons. My father and my elder brother, they are law enforcement. My father and my elder brother were in police. They worked in police for a very long time. They were very good example for law enforcement for me. Second reason, the court in my town is near our home. From my childhood, I am coming from school, going back home, there is court session, and I stand near the window to see the judge in very special dress, the advocates in very special dress, and the dialogue, the talking, the discussions impressed me very much. So from that time, I was dreaming of being like such people.
Amazing.
Graduated from University of Khartoum, 1975. Now almost I am working 50 years.
A lot of years of
experience. 2025, and then graduated 75, 50 years in the legal profession. During this year, I worked in many countries, Sudan and Sultanate of Oman, UAE, and then Bahrain. Okay, I am in Bahrain now for 22 years.
22 years in Bahrain.
22 years. I came here 8 years back. I reached 65. Time for resignation due to pension.
Yes.
So because I reached pension age, so I retired, and then now I have my own legal firm in Bahrain here, working. I have clients, alhamdulillah, from Bahrain, from Gulf countries, from many places.
From everywhere.
And I'm enjoying doing that.
Amazing. Thank you for that lovely introduction. And we can see and appreciate that, as you mentioned, your love for law came at such a long age due to all the exposure that you had growing up in your hometown.
Yes.
After being in so many countries around the Gulf and practicing your field, what made you decide to choose Bahrain? What motivated you to choose Bahrain to establish your business, your firm?
My specialization in law is commercial law. And to be more specific, in banking law. I started my work in the Gulf. I was a legal advisor for Central Bank of Oman, Sultanate of Oman. And then I was the legal advisor for the Central Bank of UAE. Spending a long time in central banking, then I decided to shift from central banking to commercial banking. It is banking, but in a different perspective. Because in central bank, you are the regulator, and here you are in the implementation side. Bahrain is a good banking area in the Gulf at that time, 25 years back. Until now, it is leading in this era. So I got a contact from a bank here, BBK, Bank of Bahrain and Kuwait. They contacted me while I was working there in UAE, and they offered me a job. So their offer came in the right time, because at that time I was thinking of changing from central banking to commercial banking.
So they caught you right on time.
It happened like that.
Amazing.
Luckily enough, it happened like that.
Yes.
And Bahrain is a good place,
It is.
good banking. So I came here. Fortunately, yes, banking is very booming here, and particularly for legal issues, there is very good area in law if you are interested to take the challenge, if you are interested to meet different legal issues every day. So, and I accept the challenge. I like the challenge.
You love challenges.
Yeah. This is what makes Bahrain a suitable place. Now I am almost here 22 years, as I told you. Yes. I spent in this bank 15 years. The longest time I spent in one place, 15 years in BBK. Alhamdulillah, till now I have very good relations with them. Till now they are my clients in some issues, in some cases. And now I am open. I have clients in the banking sector, in investment, securities markets, corporate governance issues. Alhamdulillah, it is very challenging. However, for someone who loves law, you find yourself in a real exposure to very good work. You can excel, you can prove yourself, you can do something good for yourself and for your clients and for the profession. Also, very important to say that during this time, also I used to teach at the university. I teach commercial laws here. When I joined this bank, American University, NYIT, opened here in Bahrain. The time I arrived here, and I started teaching there. And till now, I am teaching, but not teaching students, not teaching undergraduates, but for PhD and master degree in Bahrain University and in Royal University for Women.
Amazing. You have such an amazing and wonderful career. All these years of experience and knowledge, it certainly makes you somebody so special. And in Bahrain, it's very, very fortunate to have somebody with so much charisma and knowledge and with such a kind heart. You mentioned that you have been teaching during your career. You have also been a professor. In regards of students, what is one topic, I'm sure you teach them different things, but what is one topic that you embrace into teaching your students in regards of law? What is something that is very important for you to teach the youth that enter this field?
In fact, Here in Bahrain, for universities, it is a must for universities to give course about human rights. I noticed that the students are very interested in this
human
subject.
rights.
Very interested. The subject is, for me also, is of interest. And the students in this class, they want to learn more. They have so many questions. What are my rights? What will happen if I lose this right? And what are the rights of others? What are the limits of my rights? It is a challenging area for them. Moreover, another issue, I teach business law.
Business law.
Okay, Bahrain is a business area. Okay, and most of the families here, most of the students here, they dream of joining the business area in Bahrain. So in law and in business faculties, I teach business law, and they are also very interested, because in this I cover the most important things for the business. What's a contract? What is company law? What are the different types of companies? What are your duties as a shareholder? What are your duties as a director in the company? Agency, who is the agent, who is the principal? And when you are going in the company, what will happen if you are booming? What will happen if you are not booming?
Booming, it's
if
so
you
many
have different
questions.
issues, how to face
All these challenges.
such
Yes.
challenges. Also, this area is of interest for my students. And as I told you, I was involved in teaching in all the GCC countries where I work. And believe me, I noticed that girls are more smart.
Oh.
They are more interested. They are more serious. Okay, compared to the
counterparts.
The other side. And I noticed this in all the countries, in the all Gulf countries. Okay, and many times I say this to in my class.
Yes.
Look at my students, girls, and look at my students from your side. You are not like very interesting.
You saw them as a good example.
This is why here in Bahrain there are so many women in the business sector.
Yes,
even
it
the
is
government sector. Most of my students I teach here, they are judges. They are in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They are prosecutors. They are in banks. And now, some of my students now are GMs. I am very proud of that.
You're very proud of your students, and I'm sure they're all going to be remembering during the times they were in your classroom.
Yes.
That is lovely.
And also, something very interesting, combining the academic side with the practical side.
Exactly.
Because in the morning, I am in my office practicing, drafting contract. Evening, I teach my students about contract. So I give them what is in the book and what is in practice. And it is very different, by the way. Not just to be bookish. You have to learn the general principles of the law, and at the same time, you have to benefit from a person with such similar experience. And I think this was an added value for me as a professor.
Yes, because not everybody gets that privilege to have somebody to teach them, as you mentioned, not just from the books, but from the real world. Because at the end of the day, whatever we learn on the books, we have to apply it to the real world experiences. And sometimes it might not match, and we have to learn what's out there.
That's it.
So you're definitely an asset.
Particularly in certain professions. In law, The day you are graduated, you are appointed as judge, you have to sit as a judge and you have to give decision. You have to give decision.
You have to perform right
immediately.
away. Yes.
So it is not like other professions. No, you have to know the law. You have to know how to apply the law. You have to have the legal mind of understanding the case and how to analyze the law and how to apply the appropriate law in the case.
You have to have all that knowledge before.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Amazing. I know you're also involved in humanitarian work. I know I was reading about your biography, and you also mentioned that you had worked in the World Bank. Is there any specific project that you remember that you worked that really highlighted your journey throughout your experiences?
I do remember when I was working in Sudan in the Ministry of Justice, okay? I was working in the International Contracts Department. At that time, Sudan was having booming time, and many countries, many international institutions were interested to help Sudan, okay? At the top, the World Bank, okay? They give loans, soft loans for many projects in Sudan.
Okay.
And I have had, alhamdulillah, the opportunity of being part of the delegation of Sudan to negotiate such contracts with the World Bank. I used to be the lawyer, and we have, of course, other people from different specializations. It was a very tough experience for me. I was young. In the World Bank, they have their standard contracts. They don't change.
No, they don't change.
They take it or leave it. But alhamdulillah, I insisted on discussing certain issues and somehow convince them partially to agree in principle to redraft some of the publications. And I succeeded in that, alhamdulillah. After that, also I have been in close work with many international organizations in law, okay? The World Bank, the IMF, FAO. I used to work for FAO in Rome for some time, which is the Food and World Organization, which caters for promoting food and water, natural resources.
Okay.
And I was working in the legal department so as to legalize the production of food, the use of food, and water. Water is very scarce. How to maintain good water, healthy water for the people, and that's it. Fortunately, my experience with such international organizations also was very rich. I have learned a lot in being in touch with them. I have learned from their experience, from their dialogues, from their discussions, from their terms of reference, alhamdulillah. And this added great value for my experience.
That's amazing. As you mentioned, sometimes when we say something and we believe that it needs to change, when it's really in your heart and when you really believe in it, you pursue. In this case, you had the opportunity to work with these organizations, and you also had the opportunity to use your skills, your knowledge, and pursue for something better and be part of the change.
Yes.
Because we had seen sometimes people belong to organizations or corporations, but they don't add much value. Sometimes they just follow the work that is going on,
That's it.
It takes really one special person to have the courage, because you need courage when you make changes. And I'm so happy that you did it.
What is very important, in my profession, you have to have the courage. And at the same time, you have to have love for your work. If you love your work, if you love your law, then you can do very good work. Okay? You love the law, you understand, you go deep. Because when you love something, you go deep inside. Okay? And also the law will also give you same love. If you love something, it is coming from the two sides. And this how you can excel in your work. In addition to being honest and to have courage to say no at the right time and to say yes at the right time. As the legal advisor, you are not there just to prepare everything for the interest of the boss. You have to do everything for what the law says. Maintaining, taking care of law and right and proper application of the law. Since the law is there, even if the law you don't like this law, but it is a law, you have to follow it. As long as it is there, you have to go by it. It happened for me in a certain place. I was having an opinion, and the boss was having different opinion, and he used to say, no, you have to follow my opinion. I said, no, because I am saying the law. We have to follow. You follow,
that's the key. Yes.
As long as it is there. If you don't like it, go for changing it. But as long as it is there, as it is, we have to take it.
Amazing words and amazing words of motivation as well, because one of my questions was going to be, what would you advise any student or person that is interested in getting into law? And you mentioned that they might have the passion and the heart for that. What else would you add to that?
When I talk about law, I never stop.
We'll bring you for part 2.
By the way, what is very important in law, it is ever changing. For example, now we used to have normal dealings. Okay? If I want to open a bank account, I go to a bank. They give me the paper, they sign everything in paper.
Yes.
Now this is changed. Now I transfer my money by telephone, by email. Now we are in the IT era.
Yes, that is true.
We changed the law. And the change of the law gave the opportunity for the IT to be alive. Why? Before the IT era and before the IT laws, okay, any document should be in writing and should be original. This is the law. As the judge or you're the lawyer, you bring for me any document, this is not original, I don't accept.
You don't accept. Right.
Not signed, I don't accept by law. This is why you have some.
Also, you have a pen collection.
So, what happened? The IT came with so many good things for new life. But this should be legalized. Therefore, the United Nations formed a special committee called the UNICITRAL Committee. This UNICITRAL Committee, its main function was to look into how to legalize IT transactions. This UNICITRAL Committee invented something new. which says that any normal document and any document from an IT to be treated the same. Equalization.
Equalization.
To have the same power, the same right. Any manual signature, then we brought the e-signature. The e-signature is to have equal right like
with the pen.
like the normal signature. This changed that.
Interesting.
Because of the law, the IT now is of very help for all of us, up to the artificial intelligence now.
Yes.
Now we can have a machine to work on my behalf. All this because we have made IT revolution, we put it in real life by legalizing it.
By legalizing. And as you mentioned, during whatever period of time it is, what is the law is the law. And you clearly said it. If you don't agree to it, then you make sure you change it to follow. So with the IT and everything, it opened the doors for a new era of legalization.
And this what makes the law very special, because it is very vivid. You go with the life. You go with new developments. Otherwise, law will be history.
Yes.
It will not be law. And this is always I say to my students, there are so many areas where you can excel in law. So many things we don't know now. But
they're coming.
Law will have its role in this, and you have to be ready for that, and you have to be part of it.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you so much. I can see you're very passionate and knowledgeable, and to keep yourself up to date with everything that is changing, it keep continuously changing. It really takes somebody that really has the heart and the passion and the love and the loyalty for what they do. So I'm so happy that Bahrain, it has such a privilege to have you here, Doctor. It has really been a blessing, and I feel honored to know somebody with so much knowledge and with such a kind heart here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. I wanted to thank you for being here, for taking the time. So I would love to have you in the near future again.
Very thankful, Susanna. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed being with you. Your very interesting interview and questions. And also what you are doing is very important. You are helping others to learn from experiences of others. So you are giving new generations opportunity to benefit from the experience of 73 years. You gather all this now from me, from many others, and this is good work. This is very good initiative, and for sure it will have its own useful impact and useful effect. Very pleased to be with you. I know you will be going back to USA very soon, but hope to see you again anytime here in Bahrain, and most welcome anytime.
Inshallah.
Great pleasure.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for all the advice, for all the knowledge that you have shared with us, and also for sharing your background and your story. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Goodbye.
Most welcome.
Thank you, Doctor. A pleasure.